Hello, I welcome you to the first tutorial I'm organizing for my students in the first semester of the 2025 academic year. I taught summary writing in all my classes that I think there's a need for us to revise. That is to help you to refresh your mind on some of the things that we talk about in class. So we said summary writing has to do with identifying the main points or the essential points in a text. So we can even have a text of maybe 2 pages being reduced to maybe just 100 words or sometimes even less than 100 words. You are going to have a summary in the examination, a summary exercise. And so I think I have the duty to help you to revise some of the things that we did. Now, so what are the steps? The first thing is for you to read through the text at least once. Read through the text at least once. Identify the main idea by asking yourself, what is the passage about? So having done that, you will ask yourself, what is the passage about? When you ask yourself this question, you're going to get an answer. So that answer is what we may call the subject or topic. Now, in examination, you will be asked to state the title for the passage. So your heading, or let's say the topic or subject can even help you to be able to derive that title for the passage. The title, I think, may take about 2 points. Now, the main idea for your paragraph, sorry, for the text may come from the first paragraph, most of them. The first paragraph contains the main idea for the whole passage. And it may be located maybe sometimes at the beginning of the first paragraph. Having done that, what else do we do? Identify the main idea in each of the subsequent paragraphs and find out how it relates to the subject. Make notes from each paragraph. What we are saying is that as you identify the main points in the paragraph, find out from each paragraph the main point, the essential point. So make notes by putting down the main idea on the right-hand side. So let's say paragraph 1, what is the main idea that relates to the subject? Paragraph 3, what is the main idea that relates to the subject? Paragraph 3, what is the main idea there that relates to the subject we are discussing? So we will have to do this for each paragraph until we come to the last paragraph, where we make notes on the right-hand side. Remember that the notes will have to come first with the subject or the title. Then you follow up by adding the drafts from each paragraph. So at the end of the whole exercise, you're going to gather the title with the note that you made on the right-hand side. That will constitute your draft. And what do you do then? Try to use appropriate conjunctions to connect your ideas and then edit your work. So I'm going to show us a passage which we can analyze as a way to try to understand what I've been talking about. So let's see this passage. This passage is a very interesting one, and I think that you will like it so much. The passage will not be titled because the examiner is going to ask you to be able to state title for your passage. The passage may not be titled. But then let's read this and see what is there. College students today don't have a love for learning or being creative. Most people go into the professional arts, but there isn't much room for being yourself in those fields. The liberal arts are different. They stress self-expression and creativity. There is a big difference between the two curriculums. In the professional arts, students work to achieve acceptable grades. But in the liberal arts, students work to learn and know things for their own sake. This big difference is one reason why students don't show much interest in their work. Some professional arts students major in business, engineering, or something else. These students take classes that are directly related to the jobs or careers they will have after they graduate. What they learn helps them to help them do their jobs better and advance in their lives. The coursework helps students learn how to think, reason, and examine in a way that will help them in the workplace. The mind is being taught, but only in ways that will help at work. This type of instruction is very different from the liberal arts mindset and curriculum. A liberal arts degree trains a person to learn for the rest of their lives, while a professional arts degree is like a coupon for a job. The goal for students in a liberal arts setting is to improve and show themselves. Classroom materials in the liberal arts differs significantly from the professional arts in terms of teaching methods and thought processes. Students in the professional arts are given tests with known answers. They just need to know the method. They are given multiple choice questions. After it is run through a machine that provides grades, you receive a grade back. The answers are known ahead of time, and students receive grades based on how closely their work matches the professors. When you study liberal arts, the way you think and analyze is more important than the answer. Further, there might not be a single correct answer. Each student could have a unique and valid perspective on the same matter. When you live in this kind of environment, you have to be creative and show yourself. There's a big difference between the liberal arts and the business arts. The way people view schooling is another big difference. Liberal arts major will see their degree as just the start of lifelong education. There is no learning or education that comes after getting a degree for a professional arts major. The degree is the goal, not the education and learning that comes with it. About school, today's kids don't seem to want to learn. Showing your feeling is forbidden, and excitement is frowned upon. Students don't show that they enjoy learning or being creative. Today's school setting has severely stifled personal creativity. Today, most colleges choose to focus on professional arts. This trend is another reason why creativity is dying out. The answers are already known in these kinds of lessons, where one can find your style and expression when the answer is already known and can't be changed. I take that again. Where can you find your style and expression when the answer is already known and can't be changed? Students learn to expect a single right answer in their classes and at work. The grades these students are worried about makes them not to express themselves. Professional arts curricula encourage this way of thinking, which is causing college society to lose its freedom of expression and creativity. In many ways, the present college environment has made it harder for people to be creative and express themselves. Consumerism forces everyone to follow a standard that prevents individuality. Deviating from this standard is seen as catastrophic. Another significant factor contributing to this problem is that the college itself teaches most of the courses. The way the professional curriculum is set up doesn't allow for imagination or expression, since the answers are already known and there is only one right answer. This way of thinking about education also hinders in the way of imagination, since it is seen as a way to get a job and not learning for the sake of learning. All these factors contribute to making contemporary classrooms a rather uninspiring environment, which is truly unfortunate. So we have read the passage. Most part of the passage is repetitive anyway, but let's look at it. What is the main idea? So if you go to the right-hand side now, you can see there are many topics you can derive from this in a way. The one could be the difference between professional arts and liberal arts. I will discuss one or two other titles that are also appropriate here when we go down. Now, so you can see that the first paragraph talks about the difference between two things. Now, if you go on, college students do no longer want to study. They lack creativity. This is because many students prefer the professional arts. Professional arts are maybe like sciences, business, where students are so much concerned about getting an A or B. But in the liberal arts, as the text is saying, you need to express yourself. You must write. You must think about questions. You must think about questions. Think about. You have to imagine things and write. Express yourself. It is not like let me just. It is A. This is B. No. This is what the text is talking about. Then let's go down to the second paragraph. Some professional arts students major in business, engineering, or something else. These students take classes that are directly related to the jobs or careers they will have after they graduate. So the text is giving us a difference between professional arts and then what? Liberal arts. So if you come to the right-hand side here, you can see liberal arts emphasize creativity, critical thinking, and learning. Professional arts focus on job preparation, grade, and practical skills for specific careers. Okay, let's go to the third paragraph. Students in the professional arts are given tests. So the mode of assessment seems to be the main idea in the third paragraph. So let's see the right-hand side. Professional arts rely on tests and with fixed answers and machine grading, rewarding conformity. Let's go to the fourth paragraph. Liberal arts major will see their degree as the start of lifelong study. So here the writer is trying to draw the difference. So the paragraph above talks about professional art, and then the one below is talking about what? The liberal arts students consider their education as the beginning of life. Let's go to the next paragraph. Today, most college students choose to focus on professional arts. So let's see what is the main idea here. Students prioritize grades and job prospects rather than intellectual curiosity. Then the next one, the grades these students are worried about make them not to express themselves. So let's see the right-hand side. Professional art students worry about their grades. Then let's look at the next paragraph. In many ways, the present college environment has made it harder for people to be creative and express themselves. Let's look at the right-hand side. The idea controlling paying students has removed the value of creativity. Paying students, like people who they are paying students, they pay, they are fee-paying students. Their concern is to come pay money and receive education rather than trying to be creative, so it's like money runs the whole thing rather than their imagination, the development of personal imagination. Money is the main focus, which is referred to in this particular case as a consumerism. So we are talking about the difference between students' approach to learning. Some have come to school with the aim to just pay fees and run through the system by answering objective tests, get an A, get a B, without so much focus on personal creativity. Now let's look at the last point here. Most answers are known to students and there is only one correct answer. This hinders imagination. So instead of having a text like maybe an essay that you are given to write, and you got to stretch your imagination so that whatever values, whatever intellectual ability that is in you is will come out. Here is about selecting A or B or C. Okay, so now we have gone to the text. I think you may also have to go through. But what are the main points? That there's a difference between professional art and liberal arts. I'm referring to what is on the right-hand side. College students no longer they don't want to study. They lack creativity. And then the difference between liberal arts and professional art is here. Professional arts, they are preparing for the job market. Liberal arts, they are training themselves for life. Okay, so we need to put our points together and then see how we can put the text. We can put our text together as a summary, maybe a draft. So let me see. So as I was saying, there is a need for us to look for the main points. So now let's look at the points. First, you need to develop your points. If you're able to develop your points, then you can write better. So let's look at some of the points. Modern college students show little interest in learning or being creative because education today emphasizes grades and job preparation rather than curiosity and self-expression. Liberal arts focus on creativity, self-expression, and long life learning. Professional arts emphasize grades, job readiness, and practical skill for specific careers. Professional arts rely on tests with fixed answers and multiple choice questions, which discourage critical thinking and creativity. Liberal arts value individual thinking and analysis, where there can be multiple valid answers. In liberal arts, education is seen as a lifelong process of growth and exploration. In professional arts, education is viewed merely as a means to secure a job. The current college environment undermines creativity, freedom of expression, and genuine love for learning. Leading to a dull and uninspiring educational experience. So these are the points. Now, you may be asked to get a title. So it could be the decline of creativity in modern education. It could be one. The death of creativity in modern education. Liberal arts versus professional arts. A struggle for imagination. A struggle for imagination. So these are some of the topics that you can raise or titles. Now you're not supposed to write down two. You're not supposed to indicate two, just one, which could be your best. So now let's look at our summary. Today's college students are less interested in learning and being creative. Instead, they prefer professional arts that put getting good grades and work skills ahead of expressing themselves. Liberal arts, on the other hand, encourage people to be creative, keep learning, and think for themselves. Fixed answers and routine tests are emphasized in professional programs, which makes people less likely to be creative and emotionally involved. This focus on career limits students' creativity and individuality, turning school into just a way to get a job. So materialism and uniformity rules college life, making it hard for people to be creative and express themselves freely. As a result, students learn to follow the rules instead of exploring ideas or becoming truly intellectually curious, creating a dull academic society. So this is what we have come out as our summary. Try to get a point, and then use your points to put together as a draft. Then you are good to go. After having put together your ideas, all you need to do is to edit your work. That is to correct mistakes in your work. But do not overemphasize. Do not put so much effort into summary alone, because there are other aspects of the paper that you need to pay attention to. With this, I can see that I can just stop. I can end it here now for summary writing. You can also explore some other materials on the YouTube channel, because I placed some of those things there some years back, things on summary writing, and I think they'll be useful to you. Remember to subscribe to this channel so that next time when I upload something, you can see it. If you do not subscribe, you may not see the next tutorial. I wish you well.